Listen, I had to ask God forgiveness because listen, I wasn't going to let this one European tell this one black boy in front of all these white faces that I was nobody. He could just talk to me, and I said, no, you ain't going to do that to me up in here. I said, look, if slavery is over, you and I can get down right in here. I'm just telling you, I'll tell you, my flesh rose up. My flesh rose up. I'm just telling you, my flesh rose up. It rose up. Because he was telling me, he talked, and then he said, he'll make me shut up. And when he said that, listen, I tell you, something came over me. And I realized it was nothing but the enemy, because it was midnight, trying to derail where God wanted to take me. And had I would have got like I wanted to get, I would have knocked him straight out. But somewhere between midnight and 12:30, I began to pray, and the peace of God came back in. And I was able to go to 3 different continents. 3 different continents in less than 10 days and preach. Because I was not afraid to go where the Spirit was leading. Yes. So every now and then the Spirit of God will have you go places that seem to be endearing to you. Celebratory. They'll invite you in and praise you and bless you. And then all of a sudden, if you're not careful, they'll flip a script. And you'll wonder, how did you get here? He was all right during the honeymoon phase. He was all right a few weeks after the wedding. I ain't getting no help. Let me go here. He was all right for the first 5 years. Paid all the bills, did everything right the first 5 years. He was the best thing since sliced bread. But then on the 6th year, he turned like Frankenstein. He's turned like Jekyll and Hyde. And I experienced hell like never before. Yes, sir. Midnight. You know, one of the challenges is for me, because when you come through those doors, I don't know where you've been, and I don't know your theological training. I don't know how much you have. I don't know how much you know. I'm just to assume that you didn't just stumble in here, that you have at least a foundation of Christian education. So that when I speak to you, I'm not speaking or talking over your head. You know, anybody know anything about the mental health field? In the mental health field, people that struggle with bipolar disorders, manic depressive. When they put them on medication, normally the medication don't work right away. And the people say, listen, it's got me jittery. It's got me, it's not doing anything. They say, well, we have to just adjust it. See, when you come in here, I'm trying to gauge the atmosphere. I'm trying to gauge where you at spiritually. So every now and then you'll see I'll go up and I'll go down because I'm trying to adjust the medication. So that before you leave here, you've been inoculated with something that could help you get where you're going. So if you face midnight when you leave this building, you're able to do exceedingly. I said abundantly above all that. I wish I had a witness in here. Somebody say yeah. So they're going about their business, ministering and preaching, decreeing and declaring the gospel. Then all of a sudden, this woman shows up and she begins to tell the people who they are. They didn't have a problem with who they were. They had a problem with the spirit that was on her. Yes, sir. We don't have a problem with who you are. We just have a problem with the spirit that's on someone. Yes, sir. Some folk come in here and they got spirits of manipulation. Some, not everybody. Some people come in, you can't tell because the way they dress, they look marvelous on the outside, but they're contaminated on the inside. I wish I had some help in here. See somebody say, why are you praying so long? Why are you doing for 7 months? Why are you committing to do it for a year? Because in this business, in this industry, I got to be sensitive to the people that come in here, because you can't always tell who you're dealing with and what you're looking at based on what they're wearing, based on their communication, because folk that got real slick. They can trick doctors. I wish I had a witness there. They can go before boards and lie before boards and get.
Call it out.
They can get benefits because they get 4 boards out. Yeah, I'm hurting. And no, ain't nothing wrong with them. Folk will make you buy into their psychosis because they've been able to deceive their self.
Yes, sir.
Midnight. Midnight could be somebody you met. You're always looking for a sister. You never had a sister, and she become your sister, and you trust her with everything until you find out that she sleep with your man. Midnight. Midnight could be that somebody said, they paid their tithes, they were there all the time, and you saw the need, and you felt their pain, and so against your better judgment, you co-signed for them. And for the first 2 years of the 5-year loan, they never missed a payment. But in that 3rd year, in the 3rd year, when your finances took a hit, they stopped paying, and you couldn't find out where they live because their number has changed, and it's midnight. And God will allow these midnight experiences to come on us to see if we really can love through that midnight. I ain't getting no help in there. After you've done what you've done to me, can I still come through it on the other side? And that's what the text is about today. When they were taken into captivity, the Bible says they didn't take them into captivity. It wasn't just the county jail they were in. They took them into a jail that was for murderers and criminals. They took them, and before they took them, they beat them. See, all we got to worry about today is folk talking about us. Ain't nobody putting no hands on us. I wish I had a witness there. See, now if he'd have got him and grabbed my phone, boy, it'd been hell on that plane then, boy. We'd have fought from the back of that plane to the front of that plane. You ought to heard the black man and the Ukrainian airline choked the life out of some. But all we're worried about is what people say. But they beat Paul. They beat Silas. Their wounds were lacerated. There was no tending physician to administer first aid to them. Their wounds and the pain that they experienced was excruciating. Listen, you ain't worth your weight in salt if you can't pray through your pain. I'm learning on this journey of prayer that I'm on that God will every now and then allow somebody that you love to push your face in the mud just to see if you can still pray your way through. Do I have anybody in here? And what I've learned that prayer now is more than just me petitioning God for stuff. What prayer really does for me, it brings me into communion with God, and it strengthens my mind, my body, and my soul for what's up ahead. Because we don't always know what's up ahead, but what we do know up ahead is a level of uncertainty and some midnight. Somebody say midnight. Yeah. And so the Bible said they were locked in jail. But somewhere between 9 o'clock they was in jail, or we start back early at 5 o'clock they was in jail, licking their wounds, thinking and pondering what got them in there. Because when you're in trouble, and this is